Hi, everyone. Today is Thursday, May the 1st, 2025. And thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for watching. Today, I want to share with you some information about the importance of technology, using it, embracing it as we age. And I thought about sharing this for a couple of reasons. First of all, I recently read about a study that shows that the more we use technology as we age, the more we reduce the risk of age-related conditions like dementia and Alzheimer's. And I loved the thought of that because my mother, who is 97, she suffers with dementia and it is progressing to Alzheimer's right now. And she'll be 98 in just a few months. And of course, I know a lot of other people inside my family and outside my family who suffer with that condition, and you probably do as well. And of course, we want to do everything we can to avoid it, minimize it, stave it off, etc. And if one of the things that we can do is use technology in a positive way, then we should do that. And you're here on YouTube or wherever you're watching this video on a mobile device, or maybe your Roku or what have you, you're using technology. So good for you. And it's really important for us to think about this. But the other reason is because I had a conversation with someone the other day about AI, and we got into a little bit of a back and forth about it. And she was like not in favor of AI. And I thought, kind of want to think about the dangers of not using new technology. So I started thinking about this. So I did a little bit of reading about it, a little bit of thinking about it, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you and see what your thoughts are as well. And my guess is, since you're watching this video, and also since the data that I shared with you on my video yesterday about the insights I received about my channel after posting every day for 30 straight days, shows that most of my audience, that's you, at least so far, skews to under the age of 35. You're probably using technology a lot, but you will eventually get older. And so you'll want to continue using technology in a positive way. But I'm going to tell you what this study is, and I'm going to put a link to it below. So if you're interested in checking out my source, you can. It comes from nature.com. And it basically is a study of more than 411,000 adults between the ages of, I think it was 53 and 67. And they put together a bunch of different studies. So this is an aggregation of studies of older adults between those ages. And it basically revealed that engaging with digital devices actually helped protect against cognitive diseases like dementia and cognitive decline. And this is just such an important thing for people to be thinking about. And of course, there are so many digital devices today that older people can use that can be of help to them. So there's devices that protect us in our homes. There's devices that we can wear on our bodies that help us. Like, for example, if an older person falls down, there's devices that can actually speak to them, as you probably know, that say things like, "It seems like you've fallen. Would you like some help?" And the device will wait for that person to respond. And if there's no response, it will actually call 911 and send an ambulance to where that device is. Like, there are some amazing things that these devices can do and help elders. But aside from helping you if you've fallen or if you're ill, you can wear these devices that can check your blood pressure. They can check your heart rate, beats per minute. So they can help you relax. They can help you calm down. I wear an Apple Watch, which tracks how much I'm moving throughout the day. It tracks my exercise. It tracks my steps. It tracks so many things that can help me have a benchmark for how healthy I am and how much movement I'm getting, and all those things during the day. Like, you can look at my Apple Watch and you can see, let me see if I can show you all the different things I track: my meditation, my movement, my heart rate, all these things. I track them so that I can make sure that I know what my benchmarks are. I do this in conjunction with my doctor and the testing that I do, and I have an annual physical and things like that. So I stay up on the latest technologies as best as I can. I take AI classes, and I learn from people who are experts in these areas. I'm not experts in these areas, but I'm an avid practitioner. So I keep up with these things that are so important. But one of the reasons that I think is extremely important for us to remember, especially as we age, like over 50, like I'm 62. So we have to think about these things as we advance in our lives and as we advance in age, is that because technology can be used so well to maintain our communities, our connections with other people, and community is so important. We can use technology to help us stay in touch with other people. We can exercise in community using technology, using Zoom. So many, for example, fitness instructors have online communities. So many learning organizations, schools, churches, all these people and places and things and local cities and chapters of sororities and fraternities and so forth. They have online learning systems and online gathering systems that also take their communities offline as well. So they integrate online with offline. And you need technology to do that. You need eventbrite.com and so forth to do that, Facebook groups, all these different sorts of communities that you can join and connect with. And some have a very small fee and some are free. And we can connect with each other in community using technology. And I recently heard about a study that pointed out the fact that, um, you know, technology is so important and community is so important, and that social isolation is akin to smoking 15 cigarettes per day. 15 cigarettes per day. So social isolation is the new smoking, essentially. And so we can use technology to avoid social isolation. Have you ever seen an older adult who is socially isolated? And by older, I mean 50 or older. Like 50 is not that old. But have you ever seen a person over 50 who is alone? Perhaps they're estranged from their family members. Maybe you know someone like that. Maybe it's even you. Maybe you have found community on YouTube. Have you ever seen anyone like that? Like, I have so much empathy for people in that situation. I have family members in that situation, people that I know who struggle because they are estranged from family members and they don't have connections. And sometimes people feel like they are, what is the word? They are introverts, right? They're introverts and they don't feel comfortable in social situations. And I just would encourage you, if you put yourself in that category, like, you don't have to be in a community with thousands upon thousands of people. There are micro communities all over the place that use technology. There are tiny little Facebook groups with 10, 20, 30 people in them. And even if there are a lot of people in there, there are subgroups inside these groups. Like, there are subgroups inside communities here on YouTube. There are small communities within communities wherever you are, where you can connect with people so that you can use technology in a way that extends your life and makes your life happier and healthier and longer. And the happier you are, like, the more quality there is to your life, the more quantity there will also be to your life. So I just want to encourage you. Oh, let me tell you about the quick conversation I had with my my acquaintance who was like sort of poo-pooing AI. And, I think, as with all technology, I have to say, there are good things and bad things. Like, there are good things and bad things about almost everything. Like, a car is a great thing, but it can also be a weapon. Like, you can run someone over with a car and that's not a good thing, but it can also get you to the grocery store, which is a good thing. So there's good things and bad things about everything, and technology is no exception. Absolutely. But we can use technology to our advantage. Absolutely. So, for example, my friend who was applying for a school program had to write an essay, and I can't remember all the details, but she had to write an essay, and she was kind of avoiding it, and she's not a good writer. She's a very good candidate for this school program, though, but she's just not a good writer. She doesn't consider herself to be a good writer. Writing is a struggle for her. She has dyslexia. There's all sorts of things that she was sort of putting herself out of the running to get into this program because she had to write this essay. And I said, well, have you considered using ChatGPT to help you write your essay? She said, no. Like, what is that? I've heard about it. It's AI, it's technology. I'm not tech savvy. And, AI is going to take over the world and people are going to lose all their jobs and it's an awful thing. And I was like, well, why don't we give it a try? Like, let's give it a try. Let me just show you. Like, you don't have to use it, but let me just show you what it can do, and then you can decide if you don't want to use it. So after a couple of weeks, I finally sat down with her and I said, okay, let's set up a ChatGPT account for you, and let me just show you how it works. And then if you don't want to use it, no problem. So we set it up. Long story short, I'm not going to go through all the details, but we set it up. And I set it up to show her how it could help her create like an outline of an essay, to help her, like not to do it for her, but to like basically enable her brain to start thinking and get the creative juices going so that she could like have an outline of what she wanted to say. So we input enough data about her story and her background and the passion that she had for participating in this program, and it spit out a beautiful outline. And her eyes got really big and she read it and she said, this is like almost her exact words. She was like, that's me. Like that's exactly why I'm the best candidate for this program. Voila. So now she's taking that outline and turning it into her essay. So, I mean, to me, that is the perfect illustration of a good use of a program, an AI program like ChatGPT. And interestingly, I heard a statistic the other day. Someone shared this with me, and I don't know where she got it from, so I can't vouch for the validity of it, but it made sense to me. She said that men use AI more than women. And also, I think the statistic was women are 60% more likely than men to think that AI is cheating. Cheating. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, right? Chew on that for a minute. I don't know. I guess it depends on how you use it, right? Because I guess it could be cheating. It could be like, because I know my children, their teachers have ways to look, they have ways to detect whether ChatGPT and other AI programs and tools are being used to perform certain tasks as homework for their schools. So the teachers are getting hip to the fact that some students are using technology in ways that help them to skirt around responsibilities. Like, I get that. Like, everything can be used to cheat, for example. But I do think that the way we used ChatGPT as a tool to enhance the thinking process, almost like as a second brain, like, because now she sits down and she writes an essay that uses the ideas and the outline that ChatGPT spit out based on her story. Like, ChatGPT did not make up her story. It just made up an outline for her to follow. And now she's able to actually write an essay based on the outline and the order of ideas that ChatGPT put together for her. And now she's able to put that together in paragraph form and edit it and write it again and edit it and write it again, so that ultimately it will be her story that's being told to the judge committee or whatever it is that she's turning her program or her essay into. So I think that there are so many wonderful ways that AI can be used and other new technologies as well. And for our young people, hello, young people, if you're watching, obviously, this is more for you than for anyone else, because it's here. Technology is here. Like technology always wins, right? It just wins. I don't know, when the Ford motor car came out, there were horses. And I suppose there were people around who thought the Ford motor car wasn't going to be successful, and they kept riding horses and horses and horses until finally they got left behind on their horses, and everybody else was riding cars and they were still riding horses, and that would have been a problem after a while. So, technology just keeps advancing and we have to advance with it. Otherwise, eventually we get left behind, and that's never a good thing. And I can remember, years ago when I first started coaching entrepreneurs, some of them didn't want to get a website. Some of them didn't want to use social media. They just didn't want to use it. They're not in business anymore. It's a problem. So use technology to your advantage. Don't let technology use you. Use technology and use it in particular to expand and deepen your connections with other people. Use it to create and grow and integrate yourself into communities. Use it to make sure that you do not become a victim of social isolation, because social isolation is the new smoking, and that's no bueno. So I would love to know what you think about this. How do you use technology to add more quality and more quantity of years to your life, and also to help you avoid social isolation, which is kind of what we're doing here on YouTube together, right? What do you think about that? I would love to know your thoughts, your comments, your ideas in the comments. And hey, I guess I'm going to keep doing this YouTube thing. I'm enjoying it. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.